Good morning and welcome to the Homemaker Operations Meeting. If you're new here, this is our weekly check-in. It's where you as a mom get to come and clock in and clock out. Most of the work we do as moms, we don't get to clock in and out for. It's just all the time. So this is the one space where we get to clock in together, clock out together, and leave feeling like we actually got something accomplished. Something we don't get a lot as moms. So go ahead and clock in down below, leave a comment, introduce yourself to your office mates. This week, we are talking about something that's been on my mind a lot lately. It's been sitting with me. It's been one of those things that's kind of leaving a taste in my mouth, and I realize it's because it's something I'm just not doing the way that I should be. Getting started messy. And I mean messy in all the ways. Like getting started before you feel ready. Starting a garden you don't know what you're doing with at all. Publishing content when you're still figuring it out. Parenting a second kid when the first one's not even settled yet. Building a business while your home is an absolute disaster. Whatever you're waiting to start until the perfect time, that's what we're looking at today. What's crossing your desk this week? I'm going to drop a few things down here. Take what you need, leave what you don't. This week, what's crossing our desk is that tension that we feel when we're waiting to be ready to start something and we're not quite there yet. I've been doing this for years, waiting to be ready. Before we moved to our property, it was waiting to have the property. Then I was waiting to have the chickens and waiting to have the garden going and waiting to have children and waiting to have this. We got to stop waiting. So I think a lot of us are sitting in this waiting for the right time, waiting for the kids to get older, waiting for the house to be clean, waiting until we know that we've got everything in line to do what we want to do, until we have enough money, until we have enough time, until we've done enough research. Whatever the thing is that is allowing us to procrastinate our entire lives, we're waiting for that thing to be done and then we can move on, right? We need to stop doing that. We need to jump in, start dirty, start messy, start before we're ready. Like I am doing with you today right now. The kids are growing, the seasons are changing, you guys, and every single time that we're waiting for that perfect moment, we are letting opportunities pass. Here's what I mean by starting messy. It's not reckless. It's intentional imperfection. Not irresponsible, making decisions that make sense along the way, but maybe learning while you're going and flying by the seat of your pants just a little bit more than you'd be comfortable with. It's doing the thing even though you don't have everything figured out. You know, I think a lot of us got trained in school that you learn A, B, and C, and then you do A, B, and C. We can learn as we go. We can learn as we are doing the thing. And sometimes we can say that the laundry isn't that important and we can do the thing that is more important and let the laundry slide for a season in life. Just throwing that out there. So the skill we're working on this week is identifying where you're waiting. What are you waiting to do? Are you somebody who said, you know what, I would really love if I could make content and it would just be so much fun, and I've got all of this going on and I just can't make the time to do this thing that would just be fun for me? Do it. Oh, wait, that's me. That's me talking to me. Okay. But for real, if there's something that you are waiting to do, if you are waiting for the perfect amount of time to write the book, start writing the book. Start one page today. Start one paragraph today. Start one sentence today. When you're waiting, I want you to ask yourself, what is it that's making you wait? Are you scared of what the outcome's going to be? Because I know that's why I wait on things a lot. Or maybe I just feel like I'm not completely prepared and I'm not ready to do it perfect. And if I don't do it perfect, what's the point? I'm a first daughter, you guys. So I've got that first daughter syndrome. I'm going to do it myself and I'm going to do it right the first time. I'm working on it and you guys should work on it with me. Right now, a few things that we are doing that are getting going without being prepared for them at all. Our rooster died a couple of weeks ago. He was protecting our flock and we found his feathers. We saw where the fight started. We saw the trail. We saw that he did a really good job of doing his job to protect our hens while they were out. We decided to incubate his last eggs so we can continue his line because he was a great rooster. We didn't have an incubator. I've never incubated eggs before. I have no idea what I am doing. I was the girl in high school who, when I moved to the small town that I graduated high school from, the first question that was asked of me by all of my new classmates was, which ag class are you taking? And I laughed. Why would I need an ag class? And here I am on 12 acres. So I should have taken the ag class. If you have an opportunity to take the ag class, take the ag class. Just saying. You will never regret taking the ag class. You might regret not taking it. But so we had no idea what we were doing with these eggs. We just ordered an incubator and we're making it work and we're figuring it out as we go. At the same time, one of our hens decided that she's going to go broody. So never had a broody hen before, have no idea what I'm doing with a broody hen, but we're learning as we go. And honestly, I'm learning how to take care of eggs from my broody hen by watching her and what she does. We're going to figure this out as we go. I've got a couple more weeks before I have somewhere between 0 and 20-ish chickens. We'll see what happens. This is the fun part, right? With homeschooling, we decided before we had kids that we wanted to homeschool. I've done some research on it. I know kind of my own educational philosophy, but a lot of homeschooling just comes down to who your kid is and how they learn best and what works best for them and the things that they're interested in, stuff like that. So we're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants on that. But we decided to take a schooling from birth approach. And that's something that I know not many people do because not many people even think about homeschooling until they're getting so much closer to actual compulsory school age, or their kid is already in public school and they've decided that this is something they're no longer okay with for whatever the reason may be. I don't care. You guys, if you don't feel ready, but you feel called to bring your children home from school or to never send them in the first place, do it. Do it. You can't do worse than the public school system, at least not the public school system by my house. Trust me. You can't fail them as badly as the public school systems do. And that's not a knock on anybody who's a teacher. FYI, I've got teachers in the family. They are great teachers. I've had great teachers, but the school system itself has some issues. So you can figure it out as you go. Waiting is costing us so much. It costs time. It costs experience. It costs the learning that only happens by doing. And so many things we can only learn just by doing them. I know this because I've waited so many times to do so many things and not wanting to start messy in something and wanting to just know how to do it from the get-go and to do it right the first time. Like I said, first daughter syndrome, big right here. I'm also a Scorpio, so, we got this. We can get better, you guys. But waiting is costing us a lot. For me specifically with my content, I was waiting for the perfect amount of time to film. I was waiting for the ability to be able to edit my videos the way that I wanted to have the perfect background, to have this space to film, to have everything just the way that I want it. I wanted a content that looked like I'd been doing it for 10 years from day one because I have the knowledge. I know the skills. I know how to do it. I've been researching it long enough at this point. I'm ready to stop planning and just start doing. Seriously, if you could see the plans that I have because of how long I have just been waiting to start. I was trying to get it perfect before I hit publish. And you know what? Perfect doesn't exist. So if I had just started messy, if I had just published imperfectly, figured it out as I went, brought you along with the journey, I'd have years of content and community. And instead, I have this moment of realizing everything that I wish I would have chosen differently. So if you're in that waiting period, stop waiting. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. All right, let's do it all together. Yes. Okay. This week, coming out of the kitchen, I am starting messy there too. Just so you know, we're going messy with this. And we're not waiting for the perfect recipe. We are not Heck, you don't even have to look up the recipes this week. Just literally, what do you have available in your kitchen, in your pantry, in your freezers, whatever space it is that holds the food that your family eats. Figure out what ingredients you have. I'm going to start batch cooking more again. I just made up a ton of rice the other day because I had a ton of broth. I still have a ton of broth that I need to do something with in my fridge. So I'm just going to turn it into rice and freeze the rice. The rice can either go to the dog for the dog's food or to the family for dinner one night. And it's just one less thing that I have to do when it comes time to making dinner. Rice, a meat, some vegetables. That is dinner, you guys. You don't have to plan that. You just have to have the things ready to go. I'm teaching my kids to cook with me, even though it takes like 6,000 times longer. The 2-year-old really loves it. The 5-month-old is just kind of hanging out there, mostly on his belly on the floor in the kitchen while we're getting things done so he can start maybe crawling someday. At some point in time, he wants to so bad. So practice using what's in your kitchen this week, what's on hand. How can you make things a little bit differently than what you have in the past? Maybe add some vegetables to your meatloaf that you haven't tried before, or cheese or something like that. Making mistakes and learning from them in the kitchen is really what makes us better cooks overall, which is going to make our meals better and more intriguing for our families. So here's what I'm learning about the system of getting started messy. And I'm going to be honest, I'm still figuring this one out, okay? I'm right alongside you with letting go of a few things so that I can get started messy. The system isn't complicated. It's actually quite the opposite. It's just noticing what you're waiting on, what you're waiting for, what you're waiting to start, lowering the bar for what counts as starting. Start anyway, and then document what you learn. One of the things that I've been using a lot lately is just a notebook and writing down everything that I do in a day. I woke up at this time, I drank water, I changed a diaper for this child, poop, pee, whatever. Breastfed this time, stopped at this time on this side. All of those things that I'm forgetting throughout the day are written down for me to remember, but it's also helping me see where I'm using my time. And maybe it's not that you don't have time to do something. Maybe there really is time that you can find. Or maybe you're seeing that you've got a to-do list that's 6,000 items long and there's actually not enough time in your day to do those things. So we can set a little bit more realistic expectations. For me personally, it allowed me to see that I'm not wasting a lot of time. I'm not spending time scrolling on my phone. I'm not sitting down watching TV and doing nothing all day. I'm not even hardly playing with my kids when I've got so much to do in my house. And that was one of the things that made me realize I need to say it's okay for some things to just kind of be a lived in mess right now. I've got 2 kids. They're young and this is just what life is. I'm starting to realize that it's okay. It's okay to have a mess. My house is clean. It's just messy. That's like a weird thing to say. So notice where you're waiting. Is it a garden bed that you want to plant? Content you want to publish? Maybe a homeschool rhythm that you're trying to build? I know it's almost summer, but I'm of the thought that we are homeschooling from birth all day, every day for the rest of our lives because we're constant learners. Is there a parenting approach that you want to learn and maybe start implementing with your family? We just recently started implementing pieces of 1, 2, 3 magic and it's working really well in our household. And I'm glad that I didn't wait for my husband to get around to reading the book before I just implemented what I already knew from the previous time that I had read the book. So that's what I'm doing this week. I'm starting messy. I'm publishing. I'm seeing what lands. I'm adjusting as I go. And every single time I do that, it gets easier. I'm not close to perfect. I'm not hitting the perfect targets that I'd like to hit. But I'm learning that I learn more when I stop waiting for perfection. So that's the system I'm learning. And I'm inviting you to come learn it with me. You don't have to do this in every aspect of your life. Trust me, that could actually be overwhelming in itself to start everything messy all at once. So pick one thing that maybe it's something that you've been longing to get started for years. Maybe it's something that you know is going to make a huge difference in the way your family runs. Maybe it's a parenting technique that you're really hoping is going to be the one that finally gets you to stop yelling at the kids when you get completely over your top frustrated. Been there. But pick one thing to start imperfectly. That counts. Okay. Does anybody else feel ready to just like absolutely get started messy with whatever it is that you want to do? Because I know after recording that and then editing it, I'm feeling like, yeah, what am I waiting for? Why was I waiting on this? I've wanted to be a creator for quite some time, mostly because I like to talk a lot, and I live on 12 acres all by myself. Well, not all by myself. I mean, my husband's here, but like he has to go to work. So I don't have anybody to talk to all the time. And talking to my phone, why not, right? It is hard when you're worried about what people are going to think about you. So that is why I decided to start my own chapter of the We Do Not Care Club. We're going to pick up our We Do Not Care Club meetings following our weekly meeting. So if you don't want to be a part of our We Do Not Care Stay at Home Moms Club, bye-bye. See you later. Toodles. But if you are here because you're tired of hearing crap from other people about your decisions in life, or, you know, the lady at the grocery store who says your hands are full when you've only got 2 kids and you know that you want like 6 more. There's the mother-in-laws that have an opinion about everything that you do as a mother or a wife, or there's your own moms. Some have opinions about how you're raising your kids. I'm very blessed in those aspects, but I know they exist. I've seen them. We just don't care anymore. And so we're going to talk about a few things specifically that we are no longer going to care about. We do not care if we have it all figured out before we start. We do not care if our kids see us learning, trying, failing, trying again, failing again, and then finally succeeding. We do not care if what we're building looks messy while we are building it, or what we're cleaning looks messy while we are cleaning it, because that is the process. This week, we are letting our kids see us start messy. We are going to let them see us fail and see us try again, and remember that every single time you turn on the camera to record, or you sit down to write that sentence that opens up the novel that you've been sitting on, or you start the seeds that fail, every single time we do that, we are teaching our kids that it's okay to do it messy. It's okay to get started, and that our dreams and our goals are important. That's how they learn that capable people start messy, that their dreams are worth doing, and that it's okay to not do it perfectly from the start. All right, go start something messy. I'll see you later this week.